Wall Street Trapper responds back to Earn Your Leisure. Now, this all happened on my YouTube comment section where Wall Street Trapper, his verified account, said, I appreciate your perspective. You never seen me lead with money. I always show my account wins and losses. You never seen me say 2 techs, stocks, 2 indexes, and you never heard me mention anyone's name. Also, show the part where Ian says, I never said Trap owes me money. I never took a loan from anyone. I've always stood in my own lane and never copied anyone. Y'all stay blessed. Now, this is as a result of the financial literacy battle heating up on the streets of YouTube, where Earn Your Leisure, Aristotle, and Wall Street Trapper all appear to be taking digs at each other. If you're wondering why it's hard to pinpoint where this all started, it's because they've been taking subliminal shots every chance they can. Specifically, Rashad and Aristotle are the ones who seem to be the most ardent aggressors. And really what popped it off is when EYL would go on their YouTube channel and talk about how people are copying their style. And then Ian said someone took a loan from him.
Everybody copied us. If they got a stock show, they copy. If they went to another continent, they copied us. These are the same people that'll ask you for help and then say, no, I'm self-made.
Or won't repay their loan back from 3 years ago. Send my money back.
And the reason why people thought that was about Wall Street Trapper was because he was out of the country. And Rashad said, if you leave the country, that's because of us. And it also appears like Wall Street Trapper thought that the loan comment was about him because he would respond directly.
Talk, bro. On that show, you said, need to pay back my $3 million. I mean, the money I had from 3 years ago. Bro, we just talked on the phone literally just now. And he was like, hey, bro, I ain't say that, dog. When y'all start poking at a man's ego, when y'all start poking at a man's character, that's some dangerous waters. Nobody not copying y'all, bro. And especially not me. Financial literacy should not be beefing with each other.
Now we arrive to today where Ian and Rashad are responding directly on the Budden Podcast, with Ian saying that he believes this is a clout chase as a result of the impending Invest Fest, and people are trying to get some type of rise in their celebrity.
Same room I pulled when I first met everyone up there. Was I not saying Microsoft, Nvidia, Bitcoin, and give people then follow suit?
Yes.
Is there issues that people may have? Cool, but the timing of it is always interesting to me. If everyone's making money, why is there conflict?
So there was also Aristotle who chimed in and took some shots at Wall Street Trapper, with him saying that, hey, Wall Street Trapper acts different publicly than he does behind the scenes. He kind of manipulates situations and he blackballs folks, but then goes to people and says, we can build together.
Trap, you was blackball me back in the day, then gonna try to call me Young King and saying let's work together today. That's fake, bro.
Now we also have to unpack what Wall Street Trapper said in this comment, because there were some thinly veiled shots where even though he was addressing the narratives, he says, you never seen me lead with money. Now, who leads with money in the space? It isn't Troy. Is it Rashad? Yes, it's Rashad, as seen by these clips here.
Listen, when I wear the custom terry cloth with the very rare Pradas, and I know it's making people sick to their stomach. They're going to have Pepto-Bismol. That's why they say, like, you're going too far. I said, I'm not going far enough.
And Ian Dunlop, as seen by this clip here.
Off the most, I don't got to pander to nobody. Especially if you compare your life to my life, my performance in life is better than yours in everything. If we want to do that.
The two of them lead with money and often find themselves trying to emulate the materialism often seen in hip-hop. Now, one could kind of pinpoint the moment when the Earn Your Leisure platform tended towards materialism. It was happening before that, but I think it really reached a fever pitch with the launch of Blackout. Blackout was a show started by Ian and Rashad, I believe, to get themselves out of the financial niche. And I don't even think it was supposed to be on Earn Your Leisure. I think it was supposed to be on another network, which would have made more sense because that show, even though it's entertaining at times, it doesn't fit on a finance channel. And in that show, there'll be a lot more arrogance from Rashad and Ian, and it would establish them as kind of, the Rolex wearing guys who let you know that they're wearing Rolexes and let you know that they got the baddies on Smash and let you know that if a woman wants money, don't give it to them. That type of show. And that's when it happened. Plus, back to Wall Street Trapper, look at the rest of the stuff he says. You never seen me say 2 tech stocks, 2 indexes. I do think when Ian talks about, and Rashad, when they talk about people copying, I believe they're talking about Wall Street. And the reason that it's proof that he's talking about Wall Street is because Wall Street responded as if they were addressing him. And some of the stocks, I know this is going to sound incredibly stupid. But some of the stocks that Wall Street Trapper was asking people to invest in were the same stocks that Ian and Rashad was saying people should invest in. Like I said, I know this sounds incredibly stupid. It's pretty obvious people should invest in things like Nvidia and Amazon, but this is how these guys think. This is obviously how these guys think. And he also says, I always show my account, wins and losses. Who doesn't show their account? EYL and Ian Dunlop. They don't show how much money they're making, how much money they're losing. Instead, what they do is they say that the people in their community have posted earnings. They lean into that. And I think it's largely because they just want to keep it private. And to be fair to the EYL and Ian Dunlop folks, a lot of folks in financial industries don't show their wins and losses. That is something that is a strategy for some and a non-starter for others. But let me know what you think about Wall Street Trapper. I do tend to notice a kind of line in the sand being drawn. Like Wall Street Trapper is being positioned as the authentic dude, and Rashad, Ian are being presented as the schmarmy, wine and cheese tasting, go to the Rock Nation brunch folks. Not saying that that's what I think, but saying that that's what it looks like to the public. Because a lot of people will be like, in my comment section, like, I'll rock with Wall Street, dog. Wall Street's my guy. Whereas with EYL, the positioning is these guys think that they invented stuff that everybody knows about. But let me know in the comments, do you feel like this financial literacy beef is going to stop? I don't see it stopping. What's going to happen when there's a new person? Because there's always going to be a new person. Essentially, what you have to do is get enough money, buy a new set. And a lot of these investment guys, they come up a lot and they're able to do that. They're able to find new ways to compete with each other because some of them find a lot of cash revenue as a result of their investments. And there's going to be a new player in the space, right? Aristotle, Wall Street, they all got their nice sets, which is funny because they got nicer sets than Earn Your Leisure. And I think that's really the source of this. Back when EYL started, they were the first players in the space. And now there's new players in the space that they have to be concerned with. Follow me on Instagram, The Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter, The Stop TV. I just want to shout out JT, the Pocket Watcher. He be resharing my stuff on his community post. Really appreciate that. JT might be doing more content about JT in terms of his reactions to the EYL and Wall Street Trapper, the financial literacy space moving forward. I'm trying to get into kind of this lane because it's very fascinating. And this lane requires a lot of finance, and a lot of people have invested money into these platforms. There's a difference between other podcasts where folks are watching and investing time, and then this lane where people are watching, investing time and money. But this is Danny from The Stop. Follow me on Instagram and Patreon. The Patreon, I got some content there. See you around. Peace to the financial literacy land.